Hello, ladies. Let me move this camera back. Wow, that's kind of in my face. Okay, I'm gonna make this video very quickly. I did a live video on Facebook a few minutes ago, but I thought it would be a good idea to make a video here and send it out to everybody, just because I feel like it's super important for everybody in my downline to get these tips and to hear this message. And so here is the deal. I made a video earlier today and it was titled, It's Better to Be Seasonal Than to Quit. And the premise of the video has a lot to do with the renewals that we all face when we join Premier at the end of our year, closing out. I just renewed. In fact, I just paid my renewal yesterday from 2010, September 7th, when I joined. Every September, I make the decision to renew and to renewal my membership, so to speak, in Premier, because for me, Premier has been a humongous blessing, and I have had success, and I've been able to make it a business. However, everybody's business does not look like mine, and I recognize that, and I don't even expect everybody's business to look like mine. We are all different women. God has called us for different purposes and different reasons and different visions, and that's all great. But one thing that I can tell you is that Joan and Andy Horner, when they created Premier back in 1985, even though it seems like ages ago, they created this business to be what you need it to be, what we as jewelers needed it to be. So whether we were, women in ministry, single moms, working moms, stay-at-home moms, anything else in between that, Premier was created so that you can make it a vehicle to make extra cash on your terms. Now, with the new system that Premier's created with the e-commerce and more flexible options of shows, to me, that's a even bigger tool for us to be able to use when our lives are too busy and too chaotic to really have time to run a full operation of a small business. Okay, so really this video, the mission of this video is just to talk to the ladies who feel like they're hanging on by a thread and who don't know whether renewing in Premier is the best option for them. They feel like they're overwhelmed. There's so much going on. There's so many updates. I'm so behind. I don't even know what's going on. It doesn't make any sense for me to renew in Premier, right? This is messages for these ladies. And if you're a leader and you have ladies like this in your team, make sure they watch this video, because I think it's important for ladies to know that you can make this business work wherever you want. It's not where that we just say it because it's catchy or it sounds good, but we say it because it's real, okay? And so I'm gonna talk about some seasonal options for ladies who you see the value in Premier. You're just feeling like, man, I am overwhelmed. I'm going to school full-time. I'm working full-time. My kids are active in things. My parents are elderly and they're sick. I'm going through sickness. I'm going through divorce. Whatever life, because y'all know life is constantly throwing stuff at us, right? So whatever life is throwing at you, Premier can still work even while life is throwing things at you. And I'm going to give you some simple solutions on things that you can be doing to keep your business running almost on a cruise control like operation or function, so that as you go through that season, you're not walking away from a business that could potentially bless your life or bless someone else's. So what do I mean by seasonal? Number one, jewelry is the number one gift giving item, which means that across America, and not just Premier, all jewelry, across America, it is a multi-billion-dollar industry, the jewelry industry is, and we all are part of that industry. So whether your jewelry's been stuck in a closet since you signed up, or whether you have it out on your dresser and you're wearing it, it is a multi-billion-dollar industry. And the next couple of months are the prime season for you to be able to turn a profit off of the business that you are a part of, okay? So you've got Christmas coming. Of course, and you know Christmas really runs October, November, December. If you walk into a Michael's or a Hobby Lobby right now, you will see Christmas trees. You will, which means you can start marketing business for Christmas, okay? So even if it's just a post or sending out a text message to specific women or sending out an email to those ladies who came to your launch party and loved the jewelry, right? That could be your market of, hey, I'm not really doing a whole lot in my business right now, but I decided to do a Christmas party. I'm doing one at my house. I'm doing one online. I'm running a catalog special. Whatever it is for you, you choose to do that and maximize making some money while ladies are already going to do Christmas shopping. That's kind of a no-brainer. After the Christmas holiday comes Valentine's. I know many people have renewals between now and February. Market your Christmas and your Valentine's. Open up a catalog show just for the fellas that work in the office with you, or just for the male members of your family. Tell them, hey, y'all want to support me and help me out? Especially if you're a single mom, everybody wants to pitch in and help, right? Give those guys the catalogs, let them look through it, help them pick out some items for their daughters, their mothers, their girlfriends, their wives, their aunts, whoever, right? So that's another idea. Then you go on into your spring season. You've got Easter, you've got weddings, you've got graduation, you've got Mother's Day. Again, focus that energy, the little energy that you do have or little time, on marketing to those particular holidays. You can go to Starbucks, tell your customers, hey, I'm going to be at Starbucks. I'm bringing the jewelry. I only have time to go up there for about an hour or two. If anybody wants to see it, if you're seasonal, people aren't seeing the jewelry from you a whole lot. So just use those seasons to create some type of revenue. I always to ask my girls when they're on the fence about renewing, can you make over $350 in the year? If you can make over $350 in the year, then hey, it is worth it to renew, because anything beyond that is profit for you. $100, $1,000, $500, whatever that amount is. And at the seasonal pace, you're really kind of just autopilot, right? You may not even be able to attend all the trainings on a seasonal type of function, but we do have premierdesigns.training.com. So let's say you haven't done a show in 3 months and you want to run a seasonal personal show and you haven't been to a training. Go onto that website, see what Premier has put it out. Go to YouTube, type in Premier Designs 2017 collection, see what pops up, watch it, do it. Simple as that, okay? So those are some easy ideas. Another good idea that you can run when you're not really actively doing a business, but you want to bring in a little bit of revenue, is an earring club. I've run earring clubs for like almost 2 years now, and I don't make $1 million from it, trust me. I'm gonna be honest, but I do make a little bit of money off of them. It's picking, 6 to 12 women, let them pick a certain, select certain earrings, send it to them. They pick, they pay. One of the ladies is the hostess and gets the hostess benefits. You make the profit. Simple as that. If you want the details on that, I can send that information to you, or call me and I'll happy to kind of go over it with you. So the biggest thing is to have a plan. Most of the women that I've talked to, whether they're in my downline or in other people's downline, especially ladies who leave Premier and come back, or sometimes they'll say, this is my second time in Premier or my third time in Premier. It usually means they got out for some reason and then they realized they missed it and they wanted to come back. If you are on the fence about renewing and you feel like in about a year, year and a half, you're going to miss it, you're going to regret it, you're going to feel like, man, I shouldn't have left, then stay in and figure out the best way for you to stay in. For some women, Premier is simply just a season. That's it. And for those women, I love and appreciate them just the same. But for many more, I think people miss the mark because they join and it's not as, number one, it's not as easy as they thought it was going to be, or their success is not the same success as they see as of the people around them. And so they feel like therefore they are unsuccessful. And that is not true. Your success is what your success is going to be. If you're going to school full time and working part time or working full time and you're doing all these other things, your success might just be doing a show once a month or every other month or running a Starbucks show every now and then, right? Your success is going to be different than what my success is, because I pay a mortgage with Premier. I pay a car payment with Premier. I pay groceries with Premier, right? So my success is going to look different. So do not let the enemy allow you to think that you have to compare yourself to anyone else. You don't. I just want to make sure. The last thing that I'll say as I wrap this up is to tell you that Premier is more than the money. For many of you, especially if you've been around at least a year or so, you've recognized that there are some great relationships that come out of this business. When ladies are going through death, depression, all kinds of things. Hold on, sorry, y'all. Going through all types of personal things in their life, and Premier has been a nice little outlet. You get to come, you socialize with women. We go on retreats, we take beach trips, and some of those trips do not involve you having to sell anything. Sometimes it's just fellowship, it's encouragement, it's motivation, it's being lifted up. It's so much more. So my biggest thing to tell you is when you're not a jeweler, and it's not that we're not your friend if you're not a jeweler anymore. Please don't misunderstand that piece. It's just that once you don't renew and you're not a jeweler, certain opportunities, certain events, certain experiences are not going to be there for you. And what I've heard from the majority of the girls who've left and came back is that they missed it big time. They missed it because we genuinely care about each other. We genuinely love each other. We like to have a good time. We're sisters. And so you have to think beyond just $350. Oh my God, I don't know if I want to renew. Because remember, you have the option with your renewal to separate into 4 payments of, I think, $95. So if your renewal is on the horizon, do a show. Can you make $100? If you can make $100, that'll cover you for your first installment. And you need to sit with your Premier Mama or your upline, which obviously is me, and let's plan. Let's stay connected to each other. You take care of what you got to take care of. Obviously, we know your priority is somewhere else, but when you are ready, you come back. I have jewelers and my team. I'm going to shout y'all out because I love y'all. My 2 Army girls who have been with Premier through deployments where they obviously weren't selling jewelry. They were taking care of business, at their duty stations, but they never left. They never left Premier. They continue to renew, even though seasons of life have pulled them in different directions, because when they are ready to crank things up, they're there to crank things up. So always, always, always think about what all of your options are before you throw in the towel, okay? So I hope this blesses you. I hope this just strikes you to think. Share it with one of your Premier sisters. I really love for everybody to watch this. And just give me feedback or shoot me a text or call me if you need me. Have a blessed, blessed day, ladies. Bye-bye.